Have you ever felt like some habits are quietly stealing your peace as you move into your 70s? We often hear about what we should do to age well, eat healthier, stay active, keep up with doctor visits. But what about the things we need to stop doing? The habits, beliefs, and burdens we've carried for years that no longer serve us. After 70, letting go can be more powerful than holding on. Whether it's trying to make everyone happy, ignoring your body's signals, or clinging to old regrets, many of us are stuck in patterns that made sense decades ago, but now rob us of joy, energy, and freedom. In today's video, we're diving into 8 things you should stop doing after 70. Not because you failed, but because you've earned the right to live lighter and freer. These aren't just random tips. They're heartfelt insights drawn from real-life stories, psychology, and the wisdom of seniors who found peace by letting go. Each point could spark a change that brings you closer to your most authentic, vibrant self. Whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, this video is for you. Stick with us to the end, because one of these might just speak to something you've been wrestling with. Let's explore the 8 habits to release for a healthier, happier life after 70. 1. Trying to please everyone. One of the heaviest burdens you can carry after 70 is the need to keep everyone happy. For many of us, it started years ago saying yes. To avoid conflict, agreeing to keep the peace, or putting others' needs ahead of our own. It became second nature, so much so that we barely notice it. But here's the truth at this stage of life. You don't owe anyone your energy, time, or peace if it comes at the cost of your well-being. Trying to please everyone isn't just exhausting. It's a form of self-neglect. You might think, I don't want to let anyone down. That's a kind instinct, but when it overshadows your own needs, it chips away at your self-respect and joy. After 70, every moment counts, and spending it on obligations that don't align with your values is a weight you don't need to carry. Many seniors fall into this trap because of lifelong roles. Maybe you were the family peacemaker, the one who hosted Thanksgiving every year, or the go-to problem solver. Letting go of that role can feel like losing part of yourself, but your identity isn't tied to what you do for others. There's also a fear. If I stop giving, will people still care? The answer is yes. Those who truly love you will stay even when you set boundaries. Take Betty, a 75-year-old from Georgia. She spent decades hosting weekly family dinners, even when her arthritis made cooking painful. She worried her kids would drift away if she stopped. One day she told them she needed a break. To her surprise, her daughter took over hosting, and her grandkids started helping with the dessert. Betty gained time to enjoy her garden, and the family bond grew stronger, not weaker. Tip: practice saying no to one small request this week that doesn't feel right, and use that time for something you love, like reading or a quiet walk. If you're ready to stop pleasing everyone, drop a 1-1 in the comments below too. Ignoring your body's signals. One of the riskiest habits many of us carry into our 70s is brushing off what our body is trying to tell us. That slight dizziness, just a long day. Shortness of breath. Probably nothing. A nagging ache. It'll pass. But after 70, your body doesn't whisper without reason. Ignoring these signals can turn a small issue into a big problem. Many of us were raised to tough it out, to avoid complaining or bothering the doctor. When we were younger, that might have worked sometimes. But aging changes the game. Recovery slows, risks grow, and small symptoms can signal something serious if ignored. Fear often keeps us quiet. Fear of bad news hospitals or losing independence. But ignoring signs is what risks that independence most. Catching issues early gives you more options and a better shot at staying active and healthy. Take George, an 80-year-old from Colorado. He ignored a persistent cough, thinking it was just allergies from his daily walks in the park. His son insisted on a doctor's visit, which revealed early pneumonia. With quick treatment, George was back to his walks in weeks. Had he waited, the outcome could have been much worse. Your body is your ally, not your enemy. Listening to it isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If something feels off, don't wait. Write it down, call your doctor, and take it seriously. You've earned the right to care for yourself with the same urgency you'd give to someone you love. Tip: Keep a small notebook to track any new symptoms for a week, then share them with your doctor at your next visit. If you're ready to listen to your body, drop a 2 in the comments below. 3. Holding on to old grudges. One of the heaviest weights we carry after 70 is the pain of old grudges. A falling out with a sibling, a friend's betrayal, or a family dispute that never healed. These wounds don't show up on a doctor's chart, but they can steal your peace, disrupt your sleep, and dim your joy. Holding on to anger doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you, replaying old pain and keeping you from living fully today. Grudges give us a false sense of control, as if holding tight will make things right, but waiting for an apology that may never come hands your happiness to someone else. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened, or forgetting the pain. It means choosing to free yourself from its grip. After 70, peace isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. Consider Martha, a 77-year-old from Texas. She hadn't spoken to her sister in 20 years over a misunderstanding about their parents' estate. After a health scare, Martha wrote her sister a letter not to rehash the past, but to say she missed her. They met for coffee at a local diner, and while it wasn't perfect, they found peace. Martha said it felt like a weight lifted off her chest. If you're carrying an old hurt, ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Letting go doesn't mean reconciliation. It means choosing your freedom. You deserve that, especially now. Tip: write down one grudge you're ready to release, then burn or shred the paper as a symbol of letting go. If you're ready to let go of a grudge, drop a 3 in the comments below. 4. Saying, I'm too old to learn. One of the sneakiest lies we tell ourselves after 70 is that we're too old to learn something new. Maybe you've said, I can't figure out this smartphone, or learning new things is for the young. Wait, that old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, isn't just wrong, it's harmful. It shuts down your potential and dims your spark. Your brain doesn't stop growing just because you're older. Science shows neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections, keeps working into your 80s and beyond. Learning new things, whether it's a recipe, a hobby, or how to use Zoom, keeps your mind sharp and your spirit alive. The discomfort of learning isn't a sign of failure, it's proof you're growing. Take Helen, a 76-year-old from California. She swore she'd never touch a computer, thinking it was too complicated. But when her grandkids moved away, she joined a library class to learn video calls. At first, she struggled, but soon she was chatting with her grandkids weekly and even browsing recipes online. Helen said it wasn't just about the tech, it was about feeling part of the world again. Letting go of I'm too old opens doors to confidence, creativity, and connection. You're never too old to be a beginner, and every new skill reminds you that you're still growing. Tip: sign up for a local class or ask a family member to teach you one new skill this month, like using a tablet or trying a new hobby. If you're ready to keep learning, drop a 4 in the comments below. 5. Saving joy for someday. How often have you put off something joyful, waiting for the perfect moment? Maybe it's using the good dishes only for guests, saving that special outfit for a big event, or delaying a trip to the Grand Canyon because the timing isn't right. After 70, waiting for someday can mean missing out on today's happiness. Many of us grew up in times of scarcity, Great Depression, washed tight budgets, so we learned to save, conserve, and wait. That was a strength then, but now it can become a burden. Delaying joy teaches you that your happiness must be earned or justified. But you've already earned it. Your life's work proves that. Now is the moment you've been waiting for. This habit, sometimes called deferred happiness syndrome, keeps you from living fully. Take Frank, an 82-year-old from Minnesota. He had a collection of classic records he saved for special occasions. After a hospital stay, his son asked, "Dad, why wait?" That night, they played Frank's favorite Sinatra album, shared stories, and laughed. Frank realized joy doesn't need a reason, it's essential, like air. Look around your home. What are you saving in your heart? What are you postponing? Use the good dishes for Tuesday dinner. Wear that favorite sweater just because. Take that drive to see the fall leaves. Joy isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for a vibrant life. Tip. This week, use one special item you've been saving like a favorite mug, or plan a small, joyful activity like a scenic drive. If you're ready to embrace joy today, drop a 5 in the comments below. 6. Comparing yourself to younger people. One of the sneakiest habits that steals your peace after 70 is comparing yourself to who you were or to younger folks around you. Maybe you look in the mirror and think, I used to have more energy, or see a jogger and think, I used to move like that. These comparisons can erode your self-worth, making you feel like you're somehow less than before. But let's be real, you're not 40 anymore, and you're not supposed to be. You've built a lifetime of wisdom, resilience, and stories that younger people can't touch. Comparing yourself to them or your younger self is like comparing a redwood tree to a sapling. Each has its own strength, beauty, and purpose. Comparisons distort reality. You see a young person's speed, but not their doubts. You remember your past, but forget its struggles. This habit often stems from fear of being irrelevant or left behind. But your value isn't in your wrinkles or pace. It's in your presence, your stories, your love. Take Jim, a 79-year-old from Arizona. A former marathon runner, he avoided social events because he felt old compared to others. At a family reunion, he shared stories of his races, and his grandkids were in awe, not of his speed, but his life. Jim realized his worth wasn't in his legs, but in his legacy. Let go of comparisons and embrace who you are today. You're not less, you're more with a lifetime of meaning to share. Tip. Write down 3 things you love about your life today, like a favorite memory or a skill you've honed over time. If you're ready to stop comparing, drop a 6 in the comments below. 7. Isolating yourself. It's easy to slip into isolation after 70. Not because you want to be alone, but because life makes it harder to stay connected. Friends move, loved ones pass, family gets busy, and suddenly you're spending more time alone, telling yourself it's easier that way. But isolation isn't just lonely, it's dangerous. Humans are wired for connection, even if you love your quiet time. Studies show social bonds boost your memory, mood, heart health, and even lifespan. Loneliness raises risks for depression, dementia, and stroke. It's not just emotional, it's physical. Many seniors don't realize they're isolating until their world feels small. Maybe you're just talking to the grocery clerk or waiting for a weekly call from your kids. Those moments matter, but they don't replace deeper connections. Isolation can spiral. The more alone you feel, the harder it is to reach out. You might worry you're a burden or that others are too busy. Take Sarah, a 73-year-old from Wisconsin. After losing her husband, she stopped joining her church group, thinking she'd go back later. Her neighbor invited her to a community coffee hour, and though hesitant, Sarah went. That small step led to new friendships and a renewed sense of belonging. Letting go of isolation means opening your heart to connection, even in small ways. Calling a friend, joining a book club, or chatting with a neighbor. Your presence matters, and someone out there would love to hear from you. Tip. Reach out to one person this week, like calling an old friend or joining a local senior group, and plan a regular social activity. If you're ready to reconnect, drop a 7 in the comments below. 8. Being afraid to ask for help. One of the most stubborn habits we carry into our 70s is the belief that asking for help is a sign of weakness. Maybe you've always been the fixer, the one who helped with homework, fixed the leaky faucet, or hosted family barbecues. So asking for help with groceries, tech, or even emotional support can feel like admitting defeat. But here's the truth. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's courage. You've spent a lifetime being strong, but real strength is knowing when to lean on others. Asking for help isn't about dependence, it's about connection. It builds bonds and reminds you that you're not alone. Many seniors fear asking because they worry they'll seem frail or burdensome. But when you reach out, you often find loved ones step closer, not further away. Take Ed, a 78-year-old from Oregon. He struggled with his new smartphone but refused to ask his daughter, fearing he'd seem old. One day he admitted he needed help. His daughter spent an afternoon teaching him, and they ended up laughing over old photos she helped him find online. Ed realized asking wasn't about losing control. It was about gaining connection. Letting go of this fear means trusting that your needs matter. You're worthy of support not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Reach out, whether it's for a ride or a listening ear. It's not just help, it's love. Tip: ask for help with one small task this week, like learning a phone feature or carrying groceries, and notice how it feels to connect. If you're ready to ask for help, drop an 8 in the comments below. By the time you reach your 70s, life has taught you so much about love loss, strength, and growth. But one of the greatest lessons is the power of letting go. It's not about giving up, it's about choosing peace over pressure, freedom over fear, and joy over outdated habits. The 8 things we've talked about: pleasing everyone, ignoring your body, holding grudges, doubting your ability to learn, saving joy, comparing yourself, isolating, and fearing help, aren't easy to release. They're rooted deep, some from decades ago. But here's what matters. You can choose differently today. Which of these hit home for you? Did one make your heart pause or bring a memory to mind? That's your wisdom saying, this is where to start. Letting go isn't just possible, it's powerful. It's a gift to yourself and those you love, a way to make your golden years truly shine. You're not fading, you're refining, becoming clearer, lighter, and more at peace. Thank you for joining us, friends. Drop a comment below with one thing you learned or how you'll apply it. Your stories keep this community alive. If this video resonated, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next one. Here's to living freer, healthier, and happier, starting today. See you next time.